What if I told you that most of your decisions aren't really yours? That the feeling of conscious choice, the very sense of you being in the driver's seat of your own life, is often just an illusion, a story your brain tells you after the fact. It sounds like science fiction, but it's grounded in the startling reality of neuroscience. Your brain often fires first, initiating an action, and only then does your conscious mind invent a reason for why you did it. You think you're the author, but much of the time, you're merely the narrator, reporting on a story that has already begun. Stay with me. We're about to pull back the curtain on the hidden mechanisms that secretly control you. This isn't speculation, it's observable science. In groundbreaking experiments, neuroscientists like Benjamin Libet discovered something profound. They monitored participants' brain activity while asking them to make a simple decision, like flexing their wrist. What they found was a consistent pattern. A spike in brain activity, known as the readiness potential, occurred up to half a second the person consciously decided to move. Your brain had already committed to the action. Your conscious awareness was one of the last things to get the memo. This throws our entire concept of free will into question. If the brain initiates action before we are even aware of our intention, who is truly making the decision? It suggests that our conscious experience is less about initiating actions and more about catching up to them, creating a coherent narrative for what our subconscious has already set in motion. Now, let's talk about your past. You probably think of your memories as faithful recordings, like a video library you can access at will. But this couldn't be further from the truth. Your brain isn't a perfect recording device. In fact, it actively edits your memories. This process, known as reconsolidation, happens without you even realizing it, subtly altering your perception of the past each time you recall an event. Every time you remember something, you aren't just replaying it, you are rebuilding it. Your brain rebuilds the memory from scratch, using fragments of the original experience and filling in the gaps with new information, current emotions, and even suggestions from others. Mistakes in memory aren't glitches. They are features of a system designed for efficiency, not accuracy. It compresses reality to save space. This is why eyewitness testimonies can be so unreliable, and why two people can have wildly different recollections of the same shared event. Your memories feel certain, your mind is confident, and sometimes it is confidently wrong. So your memories, they aren't fully real. They are a reconstructed story, meaning you're living inside a rewritten narrative of your own life. This editing process doesn't just apply to your past. Your brain actively filters your present reality too. It's a phenomenon called confirmation bias. Your brain has a natural tendency to search for, interpret, and recall information in a way that confirms your pre-existing beliefs. You notice what you expect to notice, and unconsciously ignore what doesn't fit your worldview. This is an evolutionary shortcut, a way to save precious mental energy by filtering out the overwhelming noise of daily life. But this filter has a profound consequence. It shapes the very world you think you see. If you believe people are generally untrustworthy, you will notice every slight, every broken promise, while overlooking acts of kindness. If you believe you are unlucky, you will see every setback as proof, while dismissing fortunate events as mere flukes. Your reality isn't objective, it's a curated feed, delivered to you by your own internal biases. And then, there is the most primal controller of all: fear. Deep within your temporal lobes lies a pair of almond-shaped structures called the amygdala. This is your brain's ancient threat detection system. It operates with incredible speed, constantly scanning your environment for danger, long before your conscious mind has time to process what's happening. When the amygdala perceives a threat, whether it's a physical danger or a social rejection, it triggers the fight or flight response. Your heart races, your breathing quickens, and your thinking narrows to a single point: survival. This system is brilliant at keeping you alive, but it's terrible at nuance. It can't easily distinguish between a tiger in the jungle and a critical email from your boss. When it spikes, your rational brain takes a back seat. Your world shrinks, possibilities vanish, and you are controlled by an ancient automatic program. So, are we simply puppets controlled by these hidden neural strings? Not entirely. The first step to regaining control is awareness. By understanding these automatic processes, you can begin to intervene. Here are 3 moves to reclaim your agency. 1. Pause before you react. When you feel that surge of anger or anxiety, that automatic impulse to respond, stop. Take 5 slow, deep breaths. This simple act can interrupt the amygdala's hijack, giving your prefrontal cortex, the rational thinking part of your brain, a chance to come back online. It creates a crucial space between stimulus and response. 2. Question your automatic thoughts. When a strong belief or a powerful memory surfaces, treat it with gentle skepticism. Ask yourself, what else could be true? Challenge your confirmation bias by actively seeking out disconfirming evidence. Look for the good in people if you assume the worst. Consider the ways you've been lucky if you feel cursed. This practice doesn't mean abandoning your beliefs, but it does loosen their grip, allowing for a more flexible and accurate view of the world. 3. Slow down important decisions. Your brain's automatic systems thrive on speed. To counteract them, deliberately add time. For any significant choice, give yourself a 24-hour cooling-off period. This allows the initial emotional response to fade and your more deliberative, long-term thinking to engage. Agency grows where your attention is trained. Your brain isn't your enemy, but it isn't fully your friend either. It is a prediction machine, unbelievably fast, ruthlessly efficient, and inherently biased. It evolved for survival in a world that no longer exists, and its shortcuts can sometimes lead you astray in the modern one. But it is also brilliant, capable of learning, adapting, and rewiring itself. By learning its patterns, by understanding its hidden programming, you gain the ability to work with it, not against it. You can learn to pause, to question, to choose your focus. You can reshape your reality. If you want to truly understand your mind and master your life, stay curious.